Okay, what the hell's... All right. Bear with me. I'm not ready. I got people asking about machine doubling right now. So give me one moment to set this up because they're on Facebook and they're missing the boat and we got to straighten them out. So let's get that link. Copy link address. All right, live now. Let's see if that works. Okay, people probably show up here. 4 people watching. Who's here? Sound off. All right. I'm going to get some Play-Doh ready. We're going to explain machine doubling. Okay, it's different from hub doubling. All right, then you got die deterioration doubling. You got split plating, which kind of looks doubled. None of this is actual, design doubling, hub doubling. Ooh, look at this is some fresh Play-Doh. There's Jared. How are you? Let's make a little space here. Yeah, okay. Move some coins off the desk. What the hell's that rolling pin? Oh, I'll use this. All right. Silver Superman, Super Silverman. One of them. Okay. Here's a, there's a planchet. I got some more of these somewhere. I don't know where the hell they went. Okay. But this will work for us. Coin Dragon's here. Yes! Coin Dragon and Play-Doh. So whatever I'm doing, don't do it at home. Seriously, because you're just going to eat it. Coin Dragon's in the special class. Yeah, we talk a lot slower and go over it again and again. Machine doubling, you kind of have to go over it again and again and again and again and again. Because even if you explain it 1,000 times, tomorrow there's going to be 14 new people saying, what's machine doubling? Is that a double die? I tell you, it makes you pull your hair out. It's like chatter or whore. Oh, I'm sorry, war, like chatter. Think of it as bounce, right? Or vibration in the machine. Maybe there's an earthquake. Okay, the coin has been struck, right? The design is right. It could be a normal design. It could be something. It could be a variety on there, but the coin has been struck, right? Now they're making these things. I mean, they're making 20. I think it's 10 per second, right? It's a lot. They are cranking these things out. But I'm going to strike this coin, and it's a right strike. There's nothing wrong with this, right? But now there's some bounce. Okay, so the coin is already struck. There it is. It has been struck. Let's get this lined up right. But something went on. A little shake, a little bounce, right? And the die impacted the coin a second time, but it did not hit it hard enough for a complete strike. It was just kind of a thump, right? You ever slam your head into the cupboard doors? Yeah, it sucks. Okay, there we go. Not a full strike, just enough to impact the existing design, right? It's already been struck. Now I'm going to kind of hammer it again with the die, but it's not, I could strike that again and go all the way to the bottom, okay? That's a strike. Anything wrong with it? Ta-da! Okay, but with machine doubling, it's the machine that does it. Goes in, makes a strike. The strike is complete. But, as it's coming up, let me let go. There we go. There's a little wiggle, right? Maybe it goes off to one side, it vibrates. These things are cranking, right? And so I'm going to impact that die again, but not with enough force for that complete strike. Let's see if we can see this. All right, let's see. All you have to do is focus. That's all you have to do. Somewhere in this world it will focus. Okay, so what's happening? The field of the coin is impacting the existing devices and flattening them. That's all it is. So this is why you'll never find, ooh, let me change that rule. This is why on raised letters, You'll never find split serifs, right? Because there's only one serif. You're not going to have split serifs if all you did was flatten part of that serif. Here, I've taken the regular C in CJ and I flattened part of it. Over here, I flattened part of that J. Let's see which part. Can we see that? So I've got a shelf. Where's that knife? We'll cut it right here. So it's the field of the die, which is flat as a freaking pancake, baby. It's that field that is impacting that device right there, and you'll see it's a flat shelf. It reduces the height on part of it. It doesn't make the device wider, right? It actually makes it look thinner. There you go. See, a doubled hub would make the device wider, but machine doubling would make it look thinner because I'm flattening what's already there. I think I did a few times. Thunderstruck. Yeah. I'm a schoolboy. I could do like Angus. There we go. MD is like chatter of a wore-out parts. Yeah, pretty much. There are some dates you get a lot more machine doubling. 1969 is a great year for machine doubling. Esra says, dang it, Ken, it's late. I have to work in the morning. It's okay. You can always watch it now and then watch it again tomorrow so you can catch it all, you know, on your lunch break or something. Now, I don't have a die with Incuse letters. This is Incuse, right? So on the coin, it's going to be raised. But if I had Incuse letters, I would have to take and have some raised devices here. Now, typically what they're going to do is hollow out a space, say the J, and then have raised devices within the J. And you'll see this on your state quarters, right? You'll see Incuse letters. I got some. Let me find one. I know I got one here. Here's some. Here's an example of Incuse letters. You've seen this. I know you have. Raise it up. Here's a card. Here's a card that's a good size. Incuse letters. What do they look like? They look like this. Those are Incuse letters, okay? Right there. They're not raised. They're sunk into the top of that shield. Okay, so to create something like that, I'd have to have a shield, which here we can use the J, right, for that shield, and then put my letters in there, and they'd be raised up. So what if I had Incuse letters and machine doubling? Okay, I'm going to use this as my die. So the letter would effectively be this piece. We'll have an Incuse O. All right. So there's my Incuse O. But the O, you got to realize is, well, it's raised up on the die, so it'll be one of the first things to impact if I were to strike it again, right? Give it a bounce. What's going to happen? I'm going to have wider letters. Ta-da! So on machine doubling, it's normally thinner, but on Incuse letters, they're thicker. Does that make sense at all? Because that die is impacting what's already struck. So I've got a field already struck. I'm going to strike it again part way. And again, I still have that same shelf because it's not a complete strike. Incuse letter is backwards because of the positive and negative aspect. Think of it as, you know, a photo negative. Kids nowadays don't know what photo negatives are. Alrighty. She told me I hit the cupboard, but she never explained the bloody baseball bat. Get some chocolate pudding, right? Go to the bathroom and say, baby, bring me some toilet paper. Yeah. Have you seen that one? Incuse. Okay. So machine doubling has nothing to do with the design. All right. If I hub a die, I've got some of these here. There we go. If I hub a die, I'm going to drive that hub into that die. So there on the hub, I've got raised letters. So if I press it into the die, I'm going to leave a mark. And if I do it again, it's a little shifted, it's going to be the same as machine doubling, right? It's going to look wider. Aha. So every time I press a coin with that die, those letters are going to imitate exactly what's on there. But machine doubling has nothing to do with a die. It could be a perfectly normal die, right? Perfectly normal. Whoa, get up here. Oh, I can use that as, hey, look, I've got Incuse letters. Okay, let's do this. There, I drove the hub in here. So here, the hub I use as a die. So I've got Incuse letters. They're below the field. Let me do that again. And just give it a light tap. Did we do it? Oh, we sure did. Let's look over here. There. Let's see if we can see this. That might be a little close. Button. So I've got Incuse letters on the letter H. And when I have machine doubling on an Incuse letter, then I have more space. Then I can get a split in the serif. You have to learn this stuff. Machine doubling, until you get your head around it, is going to poison you forever. Right? You will not understand the minting process. You will not understand how to identify a doubled die, a true doubled die, until you get your head around machine doubling. All right. What's the rule on machine doubling? Follow me here. It's a perfectly normal strike. The coin has been struck. And during the strike, right, it's already struck, then, and will it go? Then I have a little bit of chatter or vibration or shake or bounce. It can go side to side, it can tilt and wiggle. There. The die impacts the coin again. Flattening out existing design. If that could focus, I would just shit bricks. I just wouldn't know what to do with myself. And flattens out existing design. There it is. It can't split the serif unless it's Incuse. Right? Can't make it wider unless it's Incuse. I'm going to have a flat shelf or a sloped shelf. Either way, the shelf's going to be flat from one point to the other. S. Ross says, "Isn't all doubling today come a machine?" No. You've got a different class, but I've got a limited scope on a couple of people that need to learn this, so I'm not going to touch on that right now. There is a class of doubling that has little to do with the hub. It's all about the way the darn things are made, and the hub is. Don't stay focused. Machine doubling. 1, I got to have the coin already struck. Okay. 2, there's going to be a change, a bounce. So what's happening is the die is striking the coin a second time, but without enough force for a complete strike. The result is flattening of those devices that were just struck. Look at my finger. Look at it. I hate this camera. The hell? How about now? How about now, huh? Huh? I'm going to get the blowtorch. I'm going to torch you. I'll line you up with all these other cameras, I will. Okay, let's see. Let's catch up. I've seen that a lot on the ATB quarter. Okay, ATB quarters. The letters are Incuse, just like on the back of the penny, on EPU on the back of that penny. The letters on the coin are sunken in, like a basement hole. How bouncing is the bounce? How bouncy? Could be very bouncy. I've seen some extreme examples. Let me pull up a couple of examples. Where the hell was it? This is the totally wrong directory here. How about in here? Where is it? Where is it? I'm not ready. It's not in this whole. How about in there? No. How about in there? F. There. I'll give you an extreme example here, if I can find it. And open. Okay, this is going to open, so give me just one moment. That's not the place I want to be. Let's see. Screen. Here's the screen. We should be able to see enough of this. All right. This is a, what the heck? Okay, let me get this out of here. I get 6 times. I'm not ready. I got some other things here I'm trying to look at. Okay, what's this? This is machine doubling. What are the features of machine doubling when you see it on your coin? One, it's going to be made thinner. Okay. Here, this 9, you have the regular 9 shape from up here at the top. Let's zoom in here. From up here at the top of the 9 to the inside loop, this is the regular thickness from here to there. But you can see part of that regular 9 has been squished flat because the die flattened it. And the area that flattened it would have been the area that struck over here. Okay, it's a flat field of the die that created this. Now let's see if we can get more of these pictures. Where the hell? Here you go. On his nose. The nose was struck. Let me see if we can see this. That's probably good enough. The nose was struck normally. His forehead was struck normally. And then there was a bounce, and the die impacted the nose and the forehead here. Here's a great example. If you look at the shadow lines, you can see how thick the shadow is over here on the right side, right? And how thin it is over here. But if I add these two shadow lines together, it'll be about the right size. Okay, but this tells me also there's no difference in relief on this. This is a flat shelf. Okay, from the bottom, underneath the armpit of the T, to way up here by the rim, that's the regular thickness of the T on a Ben Franklin $50. Right? But it got smashed again, and the die, the field of the die, flattened out part of that T. Did the same thing with a Y. Does this look thinner over here on the right side? I did the same thing with the leg on the R, the top of the R. Let's look at that R because we have that bit inside. Where the hell did it go? There we go. Here's the R. Now the R, the center of the R, right? The little eye of the R, if that makes any sense, is the equivalent of an Incuse device, right? It's sunk in. Now it's sunk in on the inside of the R. And what sunk that in is kind of a post on the die. There's the field, so the center of the R would be raised up above the design of the R and would not exceed the field here. So if I were to squish this again, if I take the same die and shifted it by this much that you see here, right, I would flatten the leg of the R with the field over here, and I would flatten part of the R with the post that would otherwise mark the center of the R. Is this making any sense at all? So over here, right, we're seeing that on the E, this is a raised device. The E is raised, and it is made thinner. The center of the R is incuse. The rest of the R is raised, but the center of the R is incuse. So that looks wider in this particular example, but it's just the center of the R, the post, flattening out the existing device. Let's look at another one here. Same thing on the B. Okay, here you have two Incuse devices, the middle of the B. You got two posts side by side. And when this made the device, it made the B perfectly. There's nothing wrong with the B. And then it bounced and hit it again. So I have the field impacting the top of the B, the side of the B, right? Then I have the post that made the inside, the B, what do you call these? There must be a name for these. The inside holes, the donut holes, struck the B here and below, right? So that's, well, it's machine doubling. It's not the die. The die was perfectly normal, but now I'm going to hit that thing twice. You could call it double struck if you wanted to. You'd be wrong, because a double strike would be enough force to take that design all the way to the bottom. All you'd see would be just the traces of an outline of the previous B. So it's not a complete strike. It's an incomplete second strike, and it's a result of bouncing. There's no significant force in this. It's just damaging what's already in place. The original term years ago was strike damage. It's a form of damage. There's no premium to this. There's a group on Facebook, I love machine doubling coins. No, there's no premium on this. There's different forms, right? You can have push doubling, which is kind of neat, where kind of shoves instead of dropping down. It's kind of the die scraping to one direction. Let's look at more here. There's no splits on the L. The L is made thinner in two directions. So the actual direction of the shift was northeast, southwest. Right? You see it over here on the B, you see it on the I, you see it on the L. So these are not separation lines. These are flat shells. And you can see the thin shadow line versus the thick shadow line. The lights, you can see the brightness over here and over on the left. The lights are all around this coin. But I get a much higher, much bigger, fatter shadow line on one side than on the other. And on that little part inside, that flattened area, there's no sign of it being any other shape other than flat, because the field, right, which is here, that hit that coin again, is flat like a pancake. There's a B. Here's an E, right? So here, by the time you get to the E, it's mostly downward. The direction is mostly downward. Of course, the letters go, around the coin. So if it's to the southeast over on one side, you can expect that it'll be change direction on the other. And here you can see the insides of the E. The insides of the E struck those two horizontal fingers. And up here, the little space that was the field above the E struck the top of the E. The E is right. There's no change in the design. The design is perfectly normal. But when it bounced, it screwed it up. Okay, let's look at mint marks next. There's home. Okay, on the die, this is the die. That's a hub. This is the die. If you look at it, it's going to look more like that, right? Because when you press your die into your coin, watch this. I press the die into the planchet, and then it says, let me make this again. Teacher hard at work. I'm trying to get this across, but they got to argue. I got one guy says, ooh, I better look for those. No, machine doubling is unique. It might be highly similar between one example and another, but it's unique because it's a strike error. It's an error during striking. Okay, there's DIE. We can see. I'm going to drive that into here. And look, it's right side up. Okay, let me get a pen. So if I get a pen and I want to put a mint mark in there, I want to put it right here. Where am I going to put that mint mark on the die? I'm going to put it over here. That's where I'm going to put my mint mark. Okay, now follow me on this. If I take the hub, drive it into the die, right, and then drive it in again with a little shift, I'm going to have a doubled die. So then I take this doubled die and I'm going to punch a mint mark into there. And it's a little tool about that big. It looks like a nail set. Right? And the guy's got a hammer. He's just going to get it placed just right, make sure it's right straight up, and then smash it with a hammer and punch the mint mark. And this is a mint mark punch. Okay, so he's got his mint mark here. So when he makes his coin, it slams in and there's his mint mark over here. So the mint mark is separate from the design on the die. So you could have a doubled die, but the mint mark is not going to be doubled. Let's look at a famous example. One moment here. I'm going to pull this up. Oh, let's see. Where am I going? How about Variety Vista? Let's get to there. RPM, double dies. Okay, this one right there. And let's see, DDO listings. So I'm on Variety Vista. There, that one. Ooh, that's a good one. Okay, so if I had a doubled die, the mint mark would not be doubled. So here's the screen. And let me move this over. Okay, so here we have the 1969S double dial burst number 1, the big one. You find one of these, it's worth thousands of dollars. Okay, look at this, IN, look at that, that's doubled. This is doubling, that's not a flat shelf. There's a D beside a D, a W beside a W, right? R above R. Here's the letter, here's the date over here, but look at that mint mark, it is not doubled. Let me save that as Z so I can find it. Z.jpg. Save. And this is going to be in camera roll. Yep. Let me pull that up so we can look at it. Get. So much stuff pops up on your desk nowadays. Just pops up when you're trying to surf. You can't surf anymore. So okay, here's that 1969 doubled die. And you'll see these have relief. Both of these sixes, there's a 6 close into another 6. These have relief. Okay, they're rounded. The 9, both of these 9s are rounded. Neither is a flat shelf. And you can see here, if you look to the center of the 6, this is made thicker, is made wider. But that mint mark is perfectly normal because the die was produced and doubled, and then after that the mint mark was added. So anytime you see before 1989 a mint mark and a date that are both doubled in the same direction, it's going to be machine doubling every single time. Let's see, here we go. What you got here? There it is. Axiom number 9. If the doubling on the date is the same as the doubling on the mint mark, it is machine doubling every time. But you got to put in the caveat that's before 1990 because they punched them in by hand. All right. And then after starting in 97, then went to a single squeeze. But there are no examples of the, where'd it go? There. Of a repunched mint mark on a double die. After 1990. But here you go, look at this. See the machine doubling here? And the same direction. This is pretty much from straight up and down on this image. Same on the S. Right? And the same amount, the same depth, right? The same distance. Now that's a 1969 S with machine doubling. Whereas this is a 1969 S that is a double die. These are totally different coins. These are totally different dies produce these. There it is. It's a different process that created this doubling, then creates this. This is not really doubling, it's damage. But they call it machine doubling or strike doubling. ErrorF has a great article on this. Let's go to ErrorF. I can't even spell that right. Machine dubbing. Here we go. And again, they use the 1969S as the example. Look at this, 1969S. So I've got a machine doubling on the mint mark and the date in the same direction, the same depth, and the same thickness. Here it is on his face. Remember that picture of Ben Franklin I showed you where it's just on his face and it's a flat shelf? Where the hell did that go? There it is. This little bit on his forehead, down here on his nose. Same sort of thing as what you're seeing here. Right? It's made thinner. Okay, let me give you that. Let me copy that. Where the hell's the video? There it is. And I'll put that over here in the chat. And you can pull that up. Okay, any questions on this? Really? Where's my thing? Mouse is sticking. Stand by. There. I can see that again. We'll go back to the image. 1969S. This doubling is a result of hubbing, where the hub was driven into the die and it rotated just a little bit in between hubbings. So I have a doubled impression on the die, but I don't have a double impression on the mint mark because it was added after that date was created. There you go, flat fields. Flat, thinner, no splits. However, on Incuse items, like the inside of the R, the inside of the B, it might look like it's got a notch, but it's just because I've taken a post from the inside of a design or on an Incuse letter and flattened the raised bit nearby. So you'll have Incuse letters on, let's see, the back of the penny. You'll have it on some commemoratives. You'll have it on a lot of those quarters, all those ATB, America the Beautiful quarters. So you got the date, E pluribus unum, the state. That's where you're going to see that. And we got an example over here on Facebook of exactly that. There we go. This is from Shane Daniel. Here, these letters on the 2-0, there's a 2019 War in the Pacific Philadelphia quarter. And that notch exists because this bit, which is the 2, is raised on the die and impacted the coin a second time right here. So Incuse doubling makes it wider. Incuse doubling, it's still flat, right? Still a flat shelf, but it's flattening outside of the letter, because what there's on the coin, on the Incuse letter, there's nothing to squish. So it would have to squish the fields surrounding that letter, because those are Incuse. Okay, I need to label this right. A cool example of Incuse machine doubling. Yep, that's Incuse machine doubling. And folks think, I'm going to find that. And you will. If you hunt for it, you can find that. But it doesn't add value. Machine doubling has no premium unless you're just hunting for suckers. Let me find that chat. Where'd it go? There. Here, you can look at this stuff. It's still doubling. No! It's not a doubled die. It's not really 2 letters punched into a die side by side. That would be a doubled die. What you're seeing here is damage. Okay? It kind of looks like there's 2, but there's not really 2. It's 1 that's been damaged. There's a perfectly normal J, a perfectly normal C. There's only 1, right? Because in here, there's only 1. Now I'm going to take and press that. Just a bump. And let's see if we did it right. No, wow, I lined that up real good. There. This is not a doubled letter. It does have a line because part of it has been squished. But there's no real doubling here. It can follow the same direction, the same pattern, because this field right here beside the J is squishing that J. I know Shane Daniel First from the Facebook group. That's him. Go to Google and ask him what a double is. I dare you. Don't believe everything you read on the internet. Yeah. Abe Lincoln said, whenever you see something on the internet, always check it for yourself. Yeah. Don't believe everything you read. Okay. Now they call it machine doubling because you can have a line that goes the entire length of the letter of the device. But it has nothing to do with a doubled hub, a doubled die. That's a completely separate process. Machine doubling is an error. Okay. Errors are unique. I can take this same die, strike another coin, and not create machine doubling. How about that one? This is a perfectly normal strike. Struck with a perfectly normal die. Right? Let's bring this one back. Here, I make a strike, right? And then I bounce it. Now I have machine doubling, which is different from a double die. This is an error. They're unique, every darn one of them. You might have some that are similar because they're making so darn many coins with so darn many dies. There we go. Let's squish this up now. Thank you, Cindy. I just let you know. Before MM was punched in, let me scroll back just a bit. How can you have an older coin? How can you have machine doubling on the mint mark? Okay, there it is. So I'm going to double my die. I'm going to hub it, right? Hub it again. It can be a double die. Then I'm going to put my mint mark into here. And I'm going to line up my punch right here. And let's pretend my mint mark is actually this letter D. I'm going to strike my coin. Right? It's struck. Those letters are in there. But now I'm going to have some bounce. Okay, the mint mark can be doubled with machine doubling. That doesn't really show up well. There, let's see if we can see that. So here we're saying that the D is the mint mark. If I have machine doubling, lots of things on that coin will show doubling. Okay, but if it's a doubled die, there would not be a doubled mint mark. Let's try doing this again. I had pictures here. Here's a screen. There, can we see it? Yep, okay. Here, I have a doubled die. The mint mark was punched in normally. So when I make the coin, I've got doubling on the letters, the numbers, part of the face, but the mint mark is normal. There we go. Here, I've got a normal coin, right? A normal date, a normal mint mark, but it was struck normally, and then I got the bounce. So I'm taking that die and damaging all these devices, right? Now it could be tilted, so I might have some machine doubling showing over here, but I wouldn't see it on the bow tie, kind of the way that works. But here I've got machine doubling on the mint mark, as well as on the date. And anytime I have machine doubling or this same doubling on the date and on the mint mark, right, before 1990, every single time it's going to be machine doubling. Does that make any sense to you? If that doesn't make any sense, you'll need to rewatch this show 30 or 40 times until you get it. You got to get your head around MD. You got to, or you're going to be stuck. You're not going to progress into the realm of varieties until you get your head wrapped around machine doubling, and you can pick it out every time. David says, I sent you a video on Facebook Messenger. Hey, man, just post it to your Facebook page. I'll probably find it there. I got people that got to send me a particular video for whatever reason. Is it about coins? Because, you know, just put it on Facebook. I use Facebook Messenger, and I like to keep that straight and tight and professional, if you will. Let's see. He's not on Facebook right now, so you sending him a message there he won't see since he's currently practicing his doubling. That is not a die. That is a coin. I'm just going to delete that message because I don't understand it. Okay, he is one and of those he thinks he's right and doesn't listen to the facts. Who's that? Me? 100% wrong, an idiot coin collector. Now in IT. There you go. Stick with what you're good at. Go with your strengths. Read between the lines. I'll go give it a look. Keep hitting a gold star for the day. Watch it twice, hence doubled. There we go. You will not speak out in class. Go between the lines. All right. Oh, not me. Okay. Everybody's talking to everybody else, and I'm trying to decipher it. I can't keep up with chat anyway. All right. Study MD. Really, try this. Everybody in the coin world, all of them, just about, have lost the ability to use Google, right? All they know is, I have a coin, I have to show it to the entire world and say, what's it worth? But also they want to know, is it the large date or the small date? They have lost the ability. Coins make you forget Google exists. Google is your friend. Where do you think I look stuff up? Get over to Google and type in what you're looking for. Let's see. Here's the screen. Can we see this? I'm going to slide this down. There we go. I'm going to pull up a new window. Look, it's Google. Look at that. Okay, what am I looking for? I'm looking for machine doubling. Huh? I'm going to hit the enter and look. Here's double dies versus machine doubling. A great article over on NGC. We can open that up. Here's one on Errorref. We already have this open, as a matter of fact. Here's one on Lincoln Cent Resources, right? Spruce Crafts, Coin Week, PCGS. Keep on going. Here's a bunch on YouTube. Real double die versus machine doubling on Blue Ridge Silverhound. Look at that. There's Blue Ridge. Blue Ridge Silverhound has a 7,000 views. I'm going to give it a thumbs up right now. He's had that up for over a year, right? Are people looking this up? We can probably type stuff into here and come up with machine doubling. This is on YouTube search. What do we got? We got one by Blue Ridge, one by Coin Help You. There's this one. There's one by Coin Help You. Blue Ridge again. Coin Op, Couch. Even Couch can tell you something about that. Dustin Off History. Tony. I don't know who Tony is. I got one up here. I'm sure of it. Look for Coin Class and MD. There it is. Coin Class. Machine doubling. Look, do you recognize that coin? That's that Dan Franklin we looked at. But people have lost the ability to look stuff up on Google. If you don't do your own homework, no amount of teaching, no amount of trying to educate you is going to help. Seriously, you must take that step. And once you do, you'll say, oh my gosh, there's a whole world of information out there. Now it's, how do you learn best? From a lecture, from somebody with some examples trying to show you, from somebody with pictures. Dude, everybody learns a different way. Blue Ridge knows his shit. He's got his shit entirely in a singular location. You know, together. Yeah. The Blues, I need you to do a video on MD. Everybody do a video on MD. If all we have on YouTube is nothing but videos explaining machine doubling, that would be great. Really. Let's see what's on TV today. Oh, look, a show about MD. I better watch because it's the only goddamn thing on. Yep. People aren't looking at Google to solve it. They want to get the quick answer, right, from somebody who knows. So they go to a Facebook group. It takes 3 hours to respond, and it's a guy who says, "Nice coin. You buy mine?" You go to Google, you get an answer in 10 seconds on what you're looking for. What do you want to Google today? All right, but you gotta take that step and do some research on your own, because if you're not, you're gonna find it, kind of slowing you down. Take the ball and run with it is what you got to do. You ain't no doctor, you just play one on TV. Okay, there. That's enough ranting for today. Seriously, get some Play-Doh. Get one of these things from CJ. Right? You could use things around the house and pretend it's a die. Let's see. How about oh, how about a quarter? Play-Doh is 50 cents. There you go. Now a quarter of all your pocket change is going to look exactly like the hub. The hub is raised. The hub creates the die. The die creates the coin. So it goes from raised to incuse to raised. So you can take a quarter, press that into your Play-Doh, and you could effectively have created a die. That's raised. That's sunk. It might not be as sharp, but there's George. See how he's backwards? You can tell where the hell they had to punch in the mint mark on that. Yeah. Try bigger coins. You got an Eisenhower dollar? Got coin? You buy now. You buy my coin. How much this? 1984. Penny worth. You buy? Look, they don't know. They're in like Djibouti or someplace, and they got an American coin, and that's good money to them, because otherwise they trade with rocks with holes in them or something. My initials are CJ. There you go, Kelly Ray. There we go. Which way's up? That way's up. There, I'm going to put this away so it doesn't dry out. Play-Doh is the best stuff. Sometimes I go through, whenever you see me going through Facebook, I'm doing this. I will destroy the Play-Doh. It's tough out there, man. Hey, if you get frustrated, just walk away or smoke some dope or something. I don't know. Sometimes you gotta get away from the coins. Any more questions? Can I explain it differently or further? Flat shelf, no splits. Devices are looking thinner. And don't eat the Play-Doh. Frank, where's Frank? Get him in there. Don't eat the Play-Doh, Frank. Okay? Incuse, exactly the opposite. You can have splits. You can have wider looking pieces. A cure for the coronavirus has been found. Oh, good. Is it the Lyme disease? First you get the Lyme, then you put it in the coronavirus. Yeah. I might consider giving 2 pennies for it. Don't even bother. Don't support the idea that the machine doubling has value. Because it doesn't. You got to spend money on MD. Okay, you pay $1 for the coin. You pay another $3 for shipping. You're out $4. 4 years down the road, it's still worth face value. You're going to lose money every single time. Okay, good. There. I released. I de-stressed. I vented. And I still have Play-Doh, so I'll go back to Facebook and just destroy this stuff. Yep. I would have one less worthless penny if you got rid of it. Yeah. Keep a few examples to reference, to go back and look at. Wait a minute, I know this is MD. So let me look at that and compare to this other coin over here, which I think might be worth $15,000. Woohoo! There's another thing. You got all these folks out there. I'm in one of those newer groups on Facebook where these people barely know how to spell, but I think they just discovered You mean there's money and you can look at it and it has letters and designs and little men on it? And it's real basic. It's a simple group full of simple people doing simple things. It's tough. Anyway, every third coin is a guy saying either that's nice or you should send that in or that's worth a lot of money. A lot of money. Dude, you're rich. You got to look and see how many valuable coins have been found. How many coins worth over, say, $100 have been found in all those Facebook groups, right? In all the YouTube videos. How many have been found in the last year, right? The last 5 years, that are valued at more than $100? I can count 4. You got hundreds of thousands of people out there, and I can count 4 that I know of. CFA got close a couple of weeks ago. They found a 36 doubled die Lincoln penny. Not quite $100, but geez, it's up there, you know. That's probably good for 30, 40, 50 bucks. I haven't taken a good look at it. And that's kind of nice. But the $100 coins, the $1,000 coins, very few and far between. Well, keep looking, guys. Don't lose hope. Maybe you'll win the lottery. Do I win a prize for watching? You sure do. You get a digital photograph of this 1969S double die. You can download it at your pleasure at any time you want. There it is. And if you have good software, you can change the colors, you can change the shape, you can cut them and scramble them up. You can turn it upside down. Look, look. Now it's a 6991, 6961. There it is. Yep, but that's free for you to download at your pleasure. And I am out of here. Okay, guys? We'll see you later.